With human tests, the key is knowing all the answers. But with God's test, the key is not knowing all the answers. With God's test, the key is trusting God to know the answer.
Trust God during these times of testing. God has not forgotten you. God has not forgotten you. Do not interpret this time of testing as the absence of God, just the opposite. The Old Testament word for test comes from a Hebrew word that means to take a keen look at, to choose. To take a keen look at, to choose. So if you are being tested, it is because God is looking at you. He is choosing to prepare you for something in the future.
You may be in this test right now, the when test, where you've been waiting for an answer and there doesn't seem like there's any end in sight. You're going, when? When, Lord? When are you going to take care of this problem? When are you going to take care of this issue? When are you going to take care of this relationship? When are you going to take care of my finances? When are you going to take care of my health? When are you going to take care of my future? And you're just going, when, Lord? When? Faith is waiting for God's timing without knowing when.
You've got to trust God in the testing. Now, in the Bible, a test is a trial that purifies and prepares the heart. A test is a trial used by God to purify and prepare the heart. You are being tested, always. You're being prepared. The challenges of your life as random issues that you just want to avoid. You'll try to avoid any challenge. Now, nobody gets excited about tests, but if you understand that you serve a master weaver who's going to weave all of this together, you will be able to discover that there is purpose in the troubles that come your way. For when your faith is tested, your endurance has a chance to grow, so let it grow. For when your endurance is fully developed, you will be perfect and complete, needing nothing. Some of you have been waiting a long time for your prayer to be answered. Waiting a long time to be pregnant. Waiting a long time to be married. Waiting a long time for that boss to be fired. Waiting a long time. Just be patient. Trust God for the timing. God is always at work. God is always at work for the good of everyone who loves Him.
God's goal on earth is not to make you happy. God's goal on your life is to grow you up to spiritual maturity. Happiness comes from holiness. And in heaven, you're going to be happy for trillions and trillions of years. This is the growing stage. This is the development stage. Not everything works perfectly, and not everything goes the way you want it to go, because God is much more interested in your character than He is your comfort. Problems are not simply arbitrary. Problems are not simply by chance. The problems that come into your life are there to test your character, to grow your character, to grow your faith, to help you become all that God wants you to be, the man God wants you to be, the woman God wants you to be. So every problem has a purpose, and it's designed to help you grow.
When God puts you to the test, and you pass the test, and He blesses you, watch this carefully. He's not coming back with a less struggle. The only way He's going to get your faith out there is to keep pushing. He tests you here, and what happens? The next time, the test is stronger.
Faith is waiting on God's timing without knowing when. Faith is expecting a miracle without knowing how. Faith is trusting God's purpose without knowing why. Faith is continuing to persist without knowing how long. This is a test.